Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sierra and I am here to help you level up your consciousness and help you connect yourself to a more unique and personal healing journey. So thanks again for clicking on the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and engage, comment about anything if this is relative to you. So by the title of the video, you can probably tell that this has to do with anxiety and adjustment. And that word has popped up in my head so much. And I've seen it. I've come across it a lot, in my reality, my external reality too. So I'm just kind of thinking, what is going on here? Why is this word popping up all the time? But either way, I think my relationship with myself and my relationship with that word is changing. And what I mean by that is I feel like I'm having a deeper understanding that I struggle with change. Now, that is very weird for me to say because I feel like in retrospect, I love change. I love trying new things. I'm very adventurous. I'm a daredevil. I'm very open to new experiences. But when it comes down to me and my day-to-day life and my livelihood, when it comes to making money and things like that, learning a new skill, starting a new job, any life changes, I struggle adjusting, attuning my nervous system, myself to that new environment, new situation, new event that's happening in my life. And the more I think about it, I'm starting to think that it's not even big things that are difficult for me to adjust to. And it's normal, right, to have stressors and to be worried maybe or anxious about different changes in your life. If you're moving house, if you're getting a new job, that's natural to have those feelings, especially if you care. I think that's a sign to show you that you care about what you're doing and you care about what happens next. But for me personally, and I'm just speaking for myself, and I feel like maybe a lot of other people do feel this way, that even small things, or maybe not small things, but things that are out of one's control, like it's not even about my life, I have a hard time adjusting to that. So a good example is like my family. When things go on within my family and it's not like personally my life, it's something that they're doing, I kind of like absorb it and make it seem like it's my own battle, I suppose. And in my head, it's like I create this story of like, well, great, now this is something I have to deal with, or great, this is like part of my life, which it is, but the emotional attachment that I have to situations, events, things that happen, the adjustment factor of it is hindering me. I think it's bad. It's not helping me in any fashion because I'm starting to feel like it's affecting my well-being. And what I mean by well-being, I guess I'm thinking a lot of aspects of my life. My mental health, I've had a lot of like breakdowns. My emotions have been really out of whack, it felt like. And even like my routines and my habits, my behaviors, I feel like they're not malnourishing in the sense, but I feel like they're just kind of like there's nothing really there that's helping me like level up or really work on my well-being. So, and examples of this that I used to do is, just falling back into the things that I was in love with, like yoga, meditation, doing research on psychedelics and altered states of consciousness and how psychedelics could possibly heal mental illness in combination with psychotherapy, along with, all of the other things that I like, dreams, dream interpretation, and cultural aspects of healing and self-discovery, I feel like I kind of lost that a little bit. And I feel like I lose my momentum for the things that I love, the things that interest me, my passions, when I'm stuck with an adjusting event. I feel like it's going to be more tangible to understand, or just easier to understand if I give you a tangible example. My job. I got a new job, and I'm very grateful for it. But I will say, and I might make a separate video on this, that it has been very, very challenging for me. And there is a lot of resistance that I have been feeling towards this job. And I guess I can go into a little bit of depth later. But overarching, I think I'm starting to realize a pattern within myself that in moments of adjustment, when something's changing within my life, my nervous system, it's to the point where it's physiological. I feel it within my body. My nervous system struggles to attune to that new adjustment in my life in a healthy manner. And it takes me a lot longer to adjust than I'd say the average person. Now, I think an important thing to note, and I laugh because I've known this in the back of my head, like literally the entire time, but I've just been kind of like dismissing it or something. It's like I haven't put two and two together, which is kind of laughable to me. But with my new job, I had this training, and it was about, PTSD and other stress disorders. And I'm very involved with PTSD. I like to learn about it. I'm not diagnosed with it myself, but I do like to learn about it in my free time, and it's embedded deeply into my work. I work with a lot of clients that have it. But for myself, back in 2019, I've gone to therapy multiple times in my life. That is a different video. I can go through how many times I've done therapy and my thoughts on that. So let me know if you want to hear about that. But staying on the trajectory of this topic, I was diagnosed in 2019, so this was pre-COVID, with generalized anxiety disorder, which I've known for a very, very long time. I've had that since I was a child. And adjustment disorder. So there's that magic word, ding, 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 adjustment. And so I really sat with myself, and I was like, well, damn. I think it almost gives me some compassion towards myself and gives me the okay to not be okay, if that makes sense. With my tangible example of my new job, I went back and forth not knowing if it was meant for me, if I was good enough for it, if I was going to fail. I literally had thoughts that I was going to get fired. And if you ask me why, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. No one ever told me I was going to get fired. No one ever told me I was doing a bad job. It really was all like self-sabotaging, negative, just shit thoughts, right? And I think that's where, my anxiety was coming in. It was like, no, this is a new job. It's too hard. It's too stressful. You don't have the right boundaries for it. You don't know what you're doing. You're not capable of learning anything new. And in flying, you're gonna sink. That was my fight or flight mode, which was flight, not fight. I did not want to fight for it. I wanted to run the fuck the other direction because I was still adjusting to the new job. And I learned in my training with my new job that adjustment disorder, at the basis of it, the symptoms are it takes somebody a lot longer to get used to a change within their life, which makes sense. So on a day-to-day basis, I might have, more stress for a longer period of time, which unfortunately is not healthy on the body at all. But I don't want to use that as an excuse to close off doors that might be meant for me in my future. And my tangible example is me stepping into this new job, expanding my role, and welcoming that resistance, letting it enter me, and then just let it go, instead of feeling that resistance, and being like, nope, this just isn't it. I feel like it should be easy. It should go with flow. Hey guys, okay. I'm gonna be honest, I'm hopping in at a later date because I'm like rewatching the video. And, well, not a later date, a later time. I'm hopping in at a later time to add a little bit to this, because I really was kind of all over the place with this, but I do want to add this point because I think it's important. I was talking about how I was experiencing resistance, I've been experiencing resistance, and in the back of my head, what I've been learning, and this is kind of another tangent, more videos about this, but like with manifestation and knowing if something's for you, for your higher self, is if it's in alignment, it should feel kind of easy. It should go with flow. There shouldn't be a lot of resistance with it. That's kind of like the mindset that I was learning manifestation in for a while. And I'll be honest, I feel like I've been blocked a lot, and even what I want has been blocked. I don't know exactly what I want. Visualizing has been very hard, recently, and I feel like I haven't been very connected with my dreams like I used to be in the past. So this is all just kind of layers to where I think the resistance that I'm feeling, I'm labeling that as a bad guy. And like, as soon as I feel that, this isn't for me, I can't do it, I'm not worthy of it, I'm not going to put my time and effort into it, when that might not be the case for every situation. Really listen to your intuition. You know yourself best. There are times where if, you're doing something and you're like, this doesn't sit right with me, this isn't right, then it's not right. But for my example about my job with the resistance, I really looked forward to what the job would offer me. The flexibility, the growth in my career. It's partially remote. I can make my own schedule for the most part. It's very flexible. And I'm learning a lot of new things, a lot of new skills. And I thought, this is a great next step. And that's what gives me that yes feeling, that yum feeling inside. That makes me know it's in alignment, or allows me to feel like it's in alignment. And that initial resistance that I had in the beginning, and trust me, it's still there. It's okay. It's normal. And even if you have an exaggerated, I'll use that word, version of it, where you're like me and you have, anxiety and, things maybe stress you out more than they probably should, and that's something that you're working on, like me, it's just good to know that in the back of your head. So to wrap that section up, I just want to say that I do things should feel good. I think your intuition knows best, and things should flow with ease and feel easy to some extent. But when there's resistance, if there's blocks, if there's hurdles, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not in alignment for you. So I guess that's basically what I wanted to make sure I got across. Okay, well, let's continue. Adjustment's okay. The stress within adjustment is okay. And I think it could be quite magical. And that's kind of the premise of this whole video, really deep into the video, 10 minutes in, is adjustment's always going to be there. Change is always going to be there because we're humans, we evolve, we want to grow. If we didn't change, what would it be? Stagnant. And there is warranted, valid, welcomed stressors when it comes to life events, changes, adjustments. But there's magic within there. You can change your relationship with the process of change. Because, come on, You guys, we're always changing. And this is a mindset that I've had to work on, and I still have to work on this, is like, once I hit this age, once I attain this goal, once I get this job, once I get this degree, whatever it may be, I will have made it. Right? Like, buzzer beater, I've made it. I don't need to really think too hard about anything else that I want to do, anything like that. But in the reality of life, that is not how it goes. That's not how it works for, I would say, everybody. There's ups and downs. It goes like this. My mentor gave a really good example, Amanda. She said, life could go like this, but it's going to be like this. So within these moments right here, right here, there's magic. And when I say magic, it's up to you. You can change your relationship with the adjustment. If you are going to stress out, if you are going to have negative thoughts towards the new thing that's entering your life, if you feel like you're not worthy, if you feel like you're going to fail, you're going to fall right on your face, then you very well could. You could. But you can switch your mindset and be just as delusional, but the other way around. Be like, I got this. Fuck yeah. I'm going to be a master at this. I'm an expert at this. Even if you're not, prime your mind for that. Give yourself the opportunity to try something out. It's a dance, I think, learning to adjust to something new, but especially if, you have anxiety, or if you have adjustment disorder or anything like this, it comes between the small things too in life. So it's not these big overarching things like a house or a job. It's the switches of, oh, my brothers aren't going to, school today. Well, now they might argue with my mom, or they might argue with each other. Or, oh, well, now a client canceled on me today, so now I got to reorganize my entire calendar, and that's going to take me time, and now I feel like I might forget something. I might have to reorganize my driving, and then I have to get gas, and that whole process of trying to plan out, to try to have a plan set, because adjusting is hard. Change is hard, especially in real time. So I hope that made sense. I feel like I kind of babbled a little bit, but I guess I hope the main takeaway from this is adjustment's okay. Your stress is warranted. It's valid. But I challenge you, if you struggle with change and you feel like you may self-sabotage, or you're starting to notice that you might self-sabotage yourself when you have a new door open in your life, give yourself some more time. Know that resistance might be a good thing. It might be something that you need to go overcome in order for you to hit that next level. Because we all have lessons we need to learn in life. And I think a lot of those lessons are built into, how do we carry ourselves? How do we hold our emotions? How do we keep our heads screwed on straight when life is changing or life is falling apart at the seams? And I think a lot of us have felt something of that nature, especially after COVID, after the pandemic, and now a recession is happening. Winter's coming. I live in Minnesota, so all you Minnesotans and Wisconsinites and everybody up north know that seasonal depression is coming, and I really get affected by that. So I'm challenging you, I guess, to start thinking about how can you change your relationship with the stress of adjustment. Because we're always adjusting. There's always, most of the time, there's always going to be something that you're adjusting to. So how can you find the beauty within that? How can you find that good relationship? How can you change your mindset to be from, yep, here, goal, I made it. I don't need to worry about adjusting. I don't need to attune my nervous system to anything. No. How can you learn to do this throughout your entire life and make it sustainable? So I guess that's it for now. Thanks for listening. Again, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments more about what you want to hear, and let me know if you struggle with adjustment and any tips and tricks that you have for adjusting. And if you want to hear a video on my tips and tricks of what I'm learning on how I adjust and how I'm handling my anxiety and my adjustment disorder, let me know. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.